Hello and welcome to the CIS Corner. My name is Obed Jerry. I came across a story that's making rounds on the newspaper where the ex-president Buhari says he's backing the former CBN governor Emefiele. I don't know why he's saying this, but we'll look into the story. Let's go for a very quick break. When we come back, we look in the story. Well, you too can also be a part of the show. Do help to subscribe, turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms so that when we drop videos like this, you get to see it firsthand. And whatever opinions that you have or a contrary opinion as regards the headline that we discuss here, you drop it in the comments section. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back from that very quick break. Okay, like I said, the story for today is where the ex-president, two exes, the ex-president says he's backing the ex-CBN governor Emefiele as regards the Naira redesign policy. How would he say such a thing? We know what we went through during that election period. So we know how it was hard for every average citizen to get currency to use, the Naira, the new Naira notes in quotes. You know how the banks became flooded. We know how people left their workplaces, how people were trekking on the streets. People that had cars would not want to get petrol because there was no cash. There was a hike in price, especially as regards the POS merchants, where if you want to get, let's say, a sum of 5,000 naira, you would have to pay almost 50% of that amount that you want to withdraw as charges, which is not supposed to be. Okay, and during that period when let's say you walk into a filling station or a supermarket, you want to purchase goods or commodities, there was a heavy breach in network as regards these different banks. I think the only bank that was even working perfectly was the OPay bank. Kudos to them because they did a very good job to many Nigerians during that period. My own bank, without mentioning their name, they know what they did to me and other customers that are banking with them. Now back to the story of the ex-president. He said why he's backing Emefiele as regards the Naira redesign policy is because it aided a free and fair election. Ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, we saw how the election played out. We saw how the violence turned in. We saw how the election brought about tribalism, hatred, bigotry, which is not supposed to be. We saw how Nigerians became divided. An example was different polling units in Lagos where maybe thugs would come out and say, if you are not from Lagos, if you are not a Yoruba, if you are from the east, from maybe the southeast or even the south, you should leave that polling unit for them to vote, which is not supposed to be that way. Now this Naira redesign policy affected every Nigerian. We know that deep down us, we know that there are corrupt politicians. There are corrupt politicians that store funds, money in their houses, in different angles of their houses, aside putting it in the banks. And we know that they use this for vote buying. We know quite all right. But you now making, since you know that there are corrupt politicians that were doing these activities, you being a president at that moment, you had the capacity, you had the power, you had the technology to investigate these corrupt politicians and missed or ahead these elections. Rather, let's say you wanted what's best for us. You wanted a free and fair election. But in another point of view, it was affecting these citizens that you want them to come and vote free and fairly. If they didn't feel well, if they are not sound health-wise, how would they be fit to come out to different polling units and vote? Okay, I wouldn't say it's a good thing for you to come openly and say you are backing Emefiele, knowing that he held office during your tenure. But there is an ongoing investigation as regards embezzlement of funds with Emefiele. And these funds that were embezzled, allegation allegedly embezzled, was from your tenure into the President Tinubu's tenure. Or are you trying to say you knew but you let familiarity or other activity, or you didn't look that deep to know that he would go as far as embezzlement of funds? Okay, there was still an allegation of him owning three commercial banks through proxy. Assuming you looked into this issue, you would have seen and noticed that there was something, there was an informality, there was something not going properly well as regards Emefiele's angle. Now, lastly, let's look into, okay, let's agree that it's for the betterment of the country, but the Minister of Finance came out to say that during the time that you made this policy of redesigning the Naira note, she was not aware. And it's not supposed to be that way. If there is transparency, if there is fairness in your dealings as at that moment, let's just say you mean well for the country, but since the Minister of Finance was complaining that she was not informed as at December 2022 when this Naira redesign policy was enacted, when the plan of redesigning the Naira came to light. Okay, let's just believe that you had good motives, you had good plans for the people of Nigeria, but you knew how far we suffered, how hard it was for us to cope. When you know you're trying to do this to favor us, and you see that in turn it's suffering us, it's making life unbearable for us, wouldn't you have called it off? Wouldn't you have done something else? Wouldn't you have implemented other plans, at least to save us from this stress? Well, for me, I feel like ex-President Buhari coming out to say he's backing Emefiele at this crucial point in time is not necessary, because we could see that Emefiele has an uncleared allegation to his name. Why not come out when the new president was sworn in, and during this period to make boast of how Emefiele has been of help and how he aided your government to go smoothly? Well, let's look out and see what plays out in the coming days as regards this headline that he said. Once anything drops out, I would inform you. I would be back here to tell you how it goes. Like I said earlier, you can be a part of the show. Whatever I said here that contradicts your opinion, or you have anything to add to it, slide to our comment section and drop your comments in the comment section. Subscribe, turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms. My name is Obed Jerry, your co-host for today, and this has been the CIA's Corner.